Hello my friend. Welcome back to Storytime English. I am so glad you are here with me today. Take a slow, deep breath. Let your shoulders relax, and let this story carry you through time to meet another brilliant mind, a woman who changed the digital world forever. Imagine you are standing inside a room filled with towering, metallic cabinets in the year 1944. The air smells like oil, warm copper, and paper. Inside this room, a gigantic machine is clicking, thousands of mechanical switches snapping open and shut like tiny metallic fingers. This machine is one of the world's very first electromechanical computers. It weighs 5 tons, it stretches 50 feet across the room, and to make it do even the simplest math problem, you must manually flip hundreds of switches and feed it long strips of paper tape with punched holes. In those days, if you wanted to speak to a computer, you had to speak its language, binary code. Pure numbers, zeros and ones. If you made a single mistake in 1,000 digits, the machine would simply stop, or give you complete nonsense. People believed that computers were only for mathematicians and military scientists. They believed that only a tiny group of elite geniuses would ever be able to command these machines. They were wrong, because one quiet, brave woman looked at these cold metal giants and had a revolutionary thought. What if computers could speak human language? What if anyone could give a machine orders in plain, simple English? Her name was Grace Hopper. Stay with me, my friend, because this is the story of the Queen of Code, the woman who taught computers how to understand us. Grace was born in New York City on December 9, 1906. From her very first years, she was driven by an unstoppable curiosity to understand how things worked. When Grace was just 7 years old, she became fascinated by alarm clocks. She did not just look at them, she took one apart to see the gears inside. But when she tried to put it back together, it would not work. Did Grace cry or give up? Not at all. She simply went to another room, took a second alarm clock apart, then a third, then a fourth. By the time her mother discovered what she was doing, young Grace had dismantled 7 alarm clocks all across the house. Instead of punishing her, her parents recognized her incredible mind. Her father, a businessman, made sure Grace received the same high-level education as young men of her time, which was very rare in the early 1900s. Grace excelled at geometry, physics, and mathematics. She went on to earn a PhD in mathematics from Yale University in 1934. An incredible achievement for a woman of that era. She became a professor, teaching young students the beauty of logical thought. Her life seemed set, quiet, academic, and safe. But then, the world changed. When World War II broke out, Grace felt a deep call to serve her country. At 37 years old, she left her comfortable university teaching job and joined the United States Navy Reserve. Because of her rare mathematical genius, the Navy assigned her to Harvard University, where a top-secret project was underway. This was where she first met the Mark I computer. Grace immediately fell in love with the machine. She spent day and night writing complex lines of mathematical code to help calculate trajectory paths for the Navy. It was during these long hours in the laboratory that a famous moment in tech history took place. One summer afternoon in 1947, the Mark II computer suddenly stopped working. Grace and her team spent hours checking every single gear and circuit. Finally, inside one of the electronic relays, they found the cause. A real, living moth had flown into the machine and gotten trapped between the metal contacts. Grace carefully removed the moth with tweezers and taped it into her logbook with a short note. First actual case of bug being found. While Grace did not invent the word bug, her famous logbook note popularized the term forever. Today, whenever your phone crashes or an app glitches, we still say it has a bug, all thanks to Grace and her little moth. After the war ended, Grace continued working on commercial computers. But she noticed a massive problem. Programming a computer was painfully slow. Every programmer had to write lines of raw mathematical instructions over and over again from scratch. It took months to write programs that should only take days. Grace asked herself, why should humans spend endless hours translating English ideas into binary numbers? Why can't we write a program that translates human language into machine code for us? When Grace shared her idea with fellow scientists and engineers, they laughed at her. They told her it was completely impossible. They said, computers only understand numbers, Grace. They do not understand words. For years, nobody believed her. But Grace was stubbornly patient. She secretly worked on her idea during her free time. In 1952, Grace proved everyone wrong. She created the world's very first compiler, a program named A0. A compiler is essentially a universal translator. It takes human-readable instructions and translates them into the binary code that the computer's hardware understands. This single invention changed the course of human history. Without the compiler, modern computer programming, as we know it today, simply could not exist. Grace did not stop there. She wanted programming to be accessible to business people, managers, and everyday workers. In 1959, Grace helped design COBOL, the Common Business-Oriented Language. COBOL used clear English words like read, write, add, and multiply. For the first time in human history, someone without a degree in advanced mathematics could sit down and write a working computer program. When critics tried to tell her that computers were getting too complicated for non-scientists, Grace had a famous saying, "The most dangerous phrase in the language is, 'We've always done it this way.'" Grace became famous for her unique way of explaining complex technology. To teach young officers and politicians about the speed of light and electricity, she carried around 11.5-inch pieces of copper wire. She called each wire a nanosecond, because 11.5 inches is the exact distance electricity can travel through copper, in 1/1000th of a second. She would hand them to people and say, "Keep this, so you always remember how precious every single nanosecond is." Grace served in the Navy for over 40 years, rising to the rank of Rear Admiral. When she finally retired at age 79, she was the oldest active duty officer in the United States Navy. Grace Hopper passed away in 1992 at the age of 85. She was buried with full military honors in Arlington National Cemetery. Today, warships, supercomputers, and programming awards carry her name. But her greatest legacy is inside every line of code written across the world today. Every time you type a command on your computer, every time you tap an app on your smartphone, you are using technology built upon the vision of Grace Hopper, the woman who refused to accept "we've always done it this way." And so, my friend, our story comes gently to its close. Grace teaches us something profoundly inspiring. Do not let anyone tell you that your ideas are impossible simply because they have never been done before. When people say it cannot be done, remember Grace, step forward, and write the future anyway. Every English sentence you listen to today, every new word you learn, is a step toward expanding your mind and opening new doors. Tell me, my friend, what stayed with you most from Grace's story? Was it the 7 alarm clocks, the moth taped into the logbook, or the tiny piece of wire called a nanosecond? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. There are many more stories waiting right here, and I will be here when you come back.